Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be showing you guys 3 ways in which you can access nearly every secret and hidden location hiding spot in Grand Theft Auto Online. After every single patch, these methods sort of seem to be tried and true as never getting fixed by Rockstar, and are guaranteed ways in which you can always use them to access really cool hiding spots, secret interiors, cool places to get away from bounties, and so much more. Now, the reason we're doing 3 is because pretty much all the locations in game will require you to do one form of these tricks or another, or one of the locations might only be accessible by one of these tricks, another might be by 2 instead of 3, so we're going to be going over all of them today. The first one is going to be utilizing various adversary modes. So for this example, I'm going to be using Michael's house. And in order to get into his house pretty easily, you need to start up the first every bullet counts adversary mode, which actually takes place at his house. Now, for this example, what you're going to want to do is simply play out the adversary mode, which actually does require 3 other people. So invite your friends, invite your crew members, get them in here. Once you have 3 people, just set it to 1 round, play it, finish it, doesn't matter if you win or lose, and then you want to go back to free mode. Now, once you go back to free mode, you're going to need to obtain a bigger vehicle, like a truck or an SUV. I just used an Insurgent. You're kind of going to want to park it underneath this, I guess, covered area, and then just hop up onto the roof and climb inside the window. Now, what the adversary mode did is it actually opened up that window, which is going to allow us to get inside. Now, once again, I'm using Michael's house as an example here, but there's a ton of adversary modes that will allow you to access unique interiors. For example, the slasher adversary mode will give you access to the morgue. It'll give you access to the, I guess it was that area like the slaughterhouse where Michael was hung upside down from. It'll give you access to there. Some adversary modes will give you access to Martin Madrazo's house because they occur on his ranch. There's a lot of different areas in game in which you can access just by using the adversary mode and then going back to free mode. Because what these adversary modes do is they have to trigger loading the interior. And once the interior is loaded, you then will be able to get inside. Now, in this instance, with Michael's house, it was relatively easy. There was nothing we needed to glitch inside of. All we had to do was climb up onto the roof and hop into the window. And you can see here that all of the rooms are opened. I can go inside each and every one of them, just like I could in story mode or in single player, which is a lot of fun and is really cool. In fact, we had a lot of people messaging me saying, "How did you guys get inside? What are you doing in there?" So that sort of stuff is pretty fun. And also, there are some cool things with a lot of these interiors too. Like, for example, you might not have known that Michael's house can be destroyed. Like, you can shoot RPGs at like the columns on his house and they'll start to break. Same with his like dining room table. If you put a sticky bomb on there, it'll completely shatter. So there's a lot of cool things you can do that, you know, Rockstar try and keep us away from. However, not all of those interiors will be that easy, but many of them are. Like a ton of the different houses in the game, Franklin's house, Lester's house, etc. So many of the different interiors, locked buildings, etc. that you can get into. Now, let's say that it's not as easy as Michael's house. You can use option number 2. Now, for option number 2, you don't have to pair it with option number 1, but sometimes it might be the only way. So for this example, we're going to be trying to get into the bank vault. This is actually at the Pacific Standard Bank. If you play the final heist mission, you know that you actually go down here and you take money from this bank vault, but by default, it is locked away. You can't get past the doors. So in order to do this, method number 2 is going to have us leaning up against the location we want to get to by using the right bumper on the controller. I'm not sure what it is on the PC or the keyboard. And then what you want to do is accept a job. Now, it doesn't matter what this job is. It can be from Ron. It could be from Martin Madrazo. As long as you're leaning up against the object you want, and then you join the job, but then leave before it actually starts, you'll then actually be put back into the same lobby, and if it has worked successfully, you should be put on the other side at which you were leaning on. Now, I found that this method does not work 100% of the time and might take several attempts before working, but when it's all said and done, you'll find yourself on the other side of a locked interior. And this right here is exactly what I've done. I've been able to get inside of the bank vault and explore it and check it out. And similarly to Michael's house, there's a lot of cool things that we can check out in here. Not only the fact that there's a big, massive bank vault, but there's a whole lot of other little Easter eggs and stuff that you can mess around with too. Now, the reason I've stated you could pair this with option number 1 is if you try and do this in some places like the morgue, like the slaughterhouse, those interiors are not loaded by default in online. So you have to play those adversary modes, or you have to play those jobs in order to load the interior, and then you can do option number 2, which is what we're doing right now. Now, the reason this is great is because it can work in all areas, no matter how big or small. Some people might prefer to use like a fire truck method to like physically push your character through the boundary, but as you can imagine, that only really works in areas where you have enough room to ram a fire truck against a wall. Like in an area like this, the bank vault, that's obviously not possible. So this is why I prefer that method over the fire truck one. Both will work, but I think this one's a little bit more practical, a little bit more easier, and can be applied in more situations. So that right there is option number 2. And option number 3 is the hardest, but it does seem to work really well. So this is going to require a friend and a cargo bob. So what you want to do is you want to have your friend hoist you in a cargo bob, or I guess grapple you in the cargo bob, while you're in a vehicle. Doesn't matter what vehicle it is. Now, once you've gotten to the interior or location or space you want to go to, what you want to do from there is buy a vehicle. Now, you can go on any website, Legendary Motorsports Southern San Andreas. You want to buy the vehicle and then put it in a garage that is already full. Now, we're not actually going to be buying the vehicle, but you want to click on the vehicle that you want to replace, and then it'll bring you to this screen that says replace. Your vehicle storage is full. Do you want to replace an existing vehicle? Now, you are going to wait on this screen, and then what you want to do is tell your friend to drop you. Because while you're on this screen, you'll sort of be able to no clip through any of the interiors. So the example we're going to be doing here is the FIB building. The FIB building has this like glass roof that you can drop through, and it'll put you on the top floor, which is actually really cool. Now, once you've fallen through, what you want to do is exit out of this menu, just back all the way, and you should find yourself in your car, and instead of being hung by the cargo bob, you'll actually be inside of the area in which you wanted to get into. And for this example, like I said, we were checking out the FIB building, which is pretty cool, but you can use this in a bevy of other places. You could actually use this to get inside Michael's house, Lester's house, Franklin's house, all sorts of places like that. It doesn't really matter. The FIB building seemed to be the best example because it was pretty tall and showed off the use of the cargo bob in another vehicle. And that right there is the 3 methods in which you can get to any hiding spot, any secret area, any hidden location in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, there's a lot of other amazing hiding spots that I've done in other videos that actually don't require using methods like this. You can simply find them on the map, whether they're really tall clock towers or whether they're caves located, off the shore or something like that. I'll leave links to both of those in the description if you want to check them out for yourself, and I'll also link them at the end of the video too. But with these 3 methods in your arsenal, there should be no place that you cannot get to in online if you really want to. And you can use this for a variety of things, whether it's machinimas. For example, opening this bank vault, we actually wanted to do that for the Halloween heist video that I did a couple of weeks ago. The only reason we didn't do it is because it was our first heist episode, and we decided it might not be the best idea to go into a bank's vault on the very first episode. But that's something that you can use for machinimas, for movies, whatever you want. Trolling your friends, having fun with your crew members. It doesn't matter to me, and that's why all this is so cool, because they seem to work over and over and over again, even when Rockstar introduced new patches and new updates to the game. But anyways, that's all the information I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. Hopefully you found this helpful too. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know any other cool locations or methods to get inside. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.